Hey, what's going on, guys? So, pretty big news in the world of Street Fighter V this week regarding this fan-made mod that essentially fixes Street Fighter V's horrible netcode issues that have been plaguing us for, oh man, like over 4 years now? Maybe even longer if we count the beta? But, of course, this comes at a cost, a great cost actually. And it's up to you guys to decide if this cost is worth it or not. There are definitely some downsides to this mod, which I will definitely clarify in this video, so make sure you watch it from beginning to end to fully understand it. Now, I know guys, this sounds way too good to be true. Street Fighter V's netcode is actually fixed. You know, we actually have decent connections now. Well, let me start from the beginning, guys. Sit close. So, a user named Altimore, who was obviously frustrated as we were with Street Fighter V's poor netcode, including crazy one-sided rollback and insane deseeking that actually progressively gets worse the longer the match goes on, has attempted to create a mod that remedies this, and he regards this as a bug fix, basically, in Capcom's netcode. This was a bug all along. And this has been talked about a lot, actually, ever since Street Fighter V's beta. There have been solutions on how to fix this, and it's just a matter of time before someone actually went ahead and attempted to. So this bug fix, according to him, ensures that your clock, I'm not going to pretend to understand how this works, never gets more than half of your packet round trip time ahead of your opponent, so that you never experience more rollback than them. It basically stabilizes everything, and the matches are much more smooth. And yeah, it doesn't get out of hand and progressively get worse. It actually keeps resyncing in real time, it seems. Now, from what I've read, this Altimore dude isn't just some guy in his PJs that stumbled upon this by accident and was like, Eureka. He's actually a well-known guy for other programming in fighting games such as hitbox viewers, input count display, and other stuff, like I said, for various fighting games. So he is well-known. With that being said, though, there is a lot of controversy about this, since this actually took him only 2 days of work. 2 days, guys. It took him to figure this out using reverse engineering to fix this netcode. And he even stated he could have done this as low as 30 minutes. A fix to Street Fighter V's entire netcode in 30 minutes if he had the coding for the game up front in the first place. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about on Capcom's side of this. This is a blow up. Before I get into that topic though, I'm gonna let you guys know about the actual results of the testing, which includes my own personal testing that I did with myself with this mod. Yes, I did use this mod. So this has been available to the public for 2 days now, not too long, and the results have been overwhelmingly positive due to me just looking on, Reddit or looking on Twitter. A majority of players that have poor connections against specific players before are now buttery smooth with no issues, and the netcode is perfect. Insane, right? It's absolutely insane to read that and say that. But it gets better than that, man. They even pushed this netcode to its absolute limits. It turns out Street Fighter V was using the God netcode all along. There's reports of players having flawless connections from East Coast to West Coast. And even player connections across the world have been playable. So many pro players and streamers have tested North America or South America to the EU. And like I said, they have playable connections with this all along. Even though before you couldn't play with your next door neighbor or if someone in the same arcade apparently. So with my personal testing, I've also pushed it to its absolute limits. First, I just tested regular online ranked and my matches were great. Then we got specific players. First, I tested against East Coast. Keep in mind, I live in Canada, Alberta, so I'm more on the central west of Canada. I played against East Coast, New Jersey, fine. I played against Brazil, playable. I even went as far as play against people in the Philippines. And there is definitely some rollback, but it's definitely, I can still anti-air, I can still tech throws. It's not meant to be played against people in the Philippines, but it is playable. I've even take it as far as Australia, and I played people in Japan, over 14,000 kilometers away, and it is definitely playable. I can still anti-air and tech throws, reactive dashes. Like I said, it's not perfect. There is definitely lag, but this is pushed to its absolute limits, and compared to before, God knows what it would look like before. It would just be an absolute slideshow. So, as for the connections, like I said, that are near me, around my area or within the US, they're all perfect. I went from, I can say the percentage of matches I get are decent connections when I play on my stream is around 25 to 30% of my matches I'd say are okay or playable. But after installing this mod, 99% of my matches are playable and smooth. 99%. It's literally night and day difference. Literally night and day. For me, it's personally fixed, and I think I have some of the worst. If you guys ever watch my streams, I have some of the worst connections, man, out of all the streamers, man. It's ridiculous. Especially since I live in Canada. So, if there is some instability with your opponent's connection, what will happen with this mod is the game will either slow down a little bit, it slows down, or I'll even pause for a moment, a short moment, and then it basically tries to resync in real time, and then the match will start to smoothen out as it goes. So it basically works the way that rollback pretty much should work, and that you don't have this crazy 20 frame rollback where someone's sitting there and then all of a sudden they're behind you, throwing you into the corner. It's nothing like that. Of course, the slowdown will affect your play, but your inputs are all very responsive when this happens. Like I said, this doesn't remedy people having bad connections or Wi-Fi, but when they do have good connections, it's good. And if it's bad, it's playable. And another thing as well is when it pauses, that could be bad too, especially if you're mid-combo. That will screw you up, of course. So this is definitely a game changer, and you know, we're talking like the pros have tested this as well, and everyone seems overwhelmingly positive from what I've seen. I'm not saying it's perfect for everyone, but that's just from what I'm going from so far. Now, I don't want to hype this up too much because we've just been talking about the positives of this. We definitely have to talk about the negative effects and of course the concerns that you guys have to know about this mod. So the first con about this, as you would expect, since this is a mod, it is only available for the PC version of Street Fighter V. PC Master Race wins once again. Unfortunately, we can't fix this on the PS4 side of things for obvious reasons. Just don't have access to it like we do with the PC. But if Capcom looks into this, right, and finds out how this dude reverse engineered and all that, Capcom could definitely fix it on their side for both platforms so they can both benefit. Now, the next con, and this is a serious one, is this mod can make it an absolute nightmare for PS4 users if there is any type of bad instability in this match. What this mod basically does is it throws out the reverse Uno card and flips it so that normally when PC versus PS4 players play, the PS4 player benefits and the PC player will get the bad one-side rollback. Now it's reversed. Only the PC player benefits, and all of the one-side rollback will go always to the PS4 user, and it will make it pretty much unplayable for the PS4 user if the match is unstable. You can still play with PS4 players, but if there's any type of bad connection, the PS4 player will get screwed over, and it will be as bad as a crazy slideshow and make it completely unplayable for the PS4 users. So beware, this is going to cause a lot of controversy. It is highly recommended by me and a lot of people that if you're planning to use this mod, we recommend that you use it only with your friends or only with other PC users. Set your hardware to PC players only. That way, you're not benefiting while screwing over the other player. You know, we don't want this to be toxic and basically destroy cross-platform play. On the same token, if you are a PS4 user and you're watching this video and you've been experiencing terrible connections via PC players lately, now you know why. People are downloading this mod, and I would highly recommend, if you're a PS4 user, that you set it to PS4 only until this blows over, or blows up in our faces, actually. Now, back to the controversy with Capcom. How is it possible, guys, that this one dude can simply figure out and fix the netcode in such a short amount of time? Is he some crazy genius, or is there something else behind the scenes? Because we're talking 4 years later. You know, if this was done 4 years ago, or even 3 years ago, what would Street Fighter V be like to this day? You know, is it a money issue? You know, did Capcom not want to hire someone to investigate this, or they thought it'd cost too much money, right? Is it a time issue? You know, maybe they just didn't want the time and the resources to fix it because it's fine on the Japan side. Is it a knowledge issue? Did they just not have engineers that are capable of figuring out what was wrong because it was a bug? Or is it a resource issue? Do they simply have people working on different things because we're getting closer and closer to the end of Street Fighter V? I don't know, man. A lot of people are salty about it. A lot of people want some answers because, you know, for the longest time we're like, Capcom just doesn't want to spend the money on this, and you know, it's just not worth the time. You should just move on to Street Fighter 6. But now, like I said, this has been done by 2 days by a single person who doesn't even have access to the game's, you know, actual code. I don't know. This definitely raises a lot of eyebrows. How will Capcom respond to this? You know, like, if at all, are they going to respond to this? I mean, they have to. We know there's going to be a ton of online CP2 tournaments this year, especially with the new tournament mode, so this is definitely going to be a thing with the netcode. It definitely must be addressed, and it doesn't look like Capcom was planning to do any netcode patch, because if they did, honestly, it would have been released by now or addressed by Capcom if they were going to fix the netcode. It doesn't look like to be the case, right? There's a lot of scenarios that can happen with this. You know, will Capcom hire this dude? Will they punish us? Or will they simply just find a way to disable the mod or block it from people using it? Who knows, man? We live in a world with rootkits and crazy mods. There's a ton of mods for Street Fighter V already. It's been modded all the time with costumes, audio, stages, and all that. And Capcom hasn't really said anything about that, right? Besides the cease and desist on like Patreon accounts, but besides that, it's been pretty subtle. So, that being said, though, use this mod, guys, at your own risk, obviously. I'm not saying everyone on PC should download this. There is definitely a risk that Capcom could ban your account. They could ban my account. I did the testing. I've done the sacrifice. I don't think Capcom will ban it, but, I mean, don't take my word for that. I mean, if you're worried about it, don't do it. Definitely warn your friends if your friends are considering using it as well. But in the meantime, like I said, remember about the concerns from before. I definitely think this is a bigger deal than, of course, some costume or audio mods, because it definitely affects the cross-play infrastructure, right? If PS4 players and PC players can't play each other at all anymore because of this, that is definitely going to cause some problems for the game, and it's not a good thing, honestly. It's not a good thing. So hopefully Capcom and this programmer, they can work together and we can figure this out now that we know there's a possible way to fix it. So yeah, this mod, guys, is very, very easy to install. It's simply an extract and overwrite on files in a folder. I'll provide a link to it with instructions in the top comment of the section. Of course, if something crazy happens like a ban wave or something, I'll let you guys know in the top comment in the comment section as well. And yeah, also, you don't need both players to use this mod. If you're a PC user and you use this mod, you will always benefit from it. If both people have the mod on PC, then you will both benefit. That's how it works, basically. So yeah, also, someone's probably going to bring this up, but Capcom has announced a server maintenance next week. Capcom has confirmed that the server maintenance is regarding tournament, their tournament mode. They mentioned nothing to do with this crazy netcode bug fix. However, that doesn't mean that Capcom won't use that time of server maintenance to implement something that blocks it, right? So we'll see. Like I said, when Capcom replies, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Let me know how you guys feel about this, how that there's finally some solution for PC players to play buttery smooth matches, for pro players to be able to play against specific players and be able to practice across the world. Also, let me know what on the Capcom side of things, how do you guys think Capcom will address this situation now that the cover has basically been blown? It's a very crazy topic, and it's very interesting that this happened so late in Street Fighter V's lifespan, man. So I'll keep you guys posted about it. Thanks for chilling with me, guys, and listening to what I have to say about it. Be sure to like the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we'll be back with the patch videos in the future. So take care, everyone. Have a good weekend.